What's up guys, today I'm going to create a really interesting app. I'm going to create an app where you press a button, you talk to it, and then it translates real time, any language. So this is going to be a really practical app, so let's go. The reason why this app is possible is because OpenAI has released new models that can recognize speech and then that can also output audio. So this is really interesting, and when I heard about this, then I directly wanted to try it out, and I want to test it out with this new app. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to go to OpenAI. We're going to think about the app, like what are the stages and steps to be developed. I'm going to use a no-code app developer such as Bolt New. I think that's the best for these specific cases. In Bolt New, you can add like all of these different features and functionalities at the same time, but Bolt New won't be able to manage all of them. What we're going to do is that we're going to build small and then, start building on top of that. That's how it works the best with Bolt New. I've developed like a dozen of apps with Bolt New, and I've noticed that this is the way to go. So let's go to ChatGPT, and I'm now just prompting it. I want to build a simple translator app with Bolt New, where you have a button you press. Should it be pressed or should it be held down? Maybe press is better. And it records audio and sends it to OpenAI API for translation. The output, the result is a translation in English by default, but you can change this setting on the page. Let's go with this. This is like very simple. So let's see how ChatGPT prompts this, but also then let's see how Bolt New handles this prompt. So there it is. You have the OpenAI Whisper API for speech to text. And then you can use OpenAI GPT and Google Translate API for translations. I'm going to use OpenAI GPT, but I'm really intrigued, like Google Translate might be better. Let's see which one we go with. Well, actually I want to have a name now. Generate 10 names for this app. This is really good if you want to like ship this or even have a web app. You have to have the name locked in so that you can buy a custom domain for it. LinguaTap. Echolingo. That's good. Something with translate. Translateme.com. Reserved. What about Echo Translate.com? Again, reserved. What about Tap Translate? No, that's please. No. EchoTap.com. No. Translate.com. Of course. TranslateAI.com. Translate. Okay, maybe not translate. Air Translate. Livetranslate.com. Livetranslate.com. $8,000 for this domain. No way. Vocal Translate. Voxbridge. Whoa, this is good. Hey, I think I'm gonna go with Voxbridge. Translator.com. boxtranslator.com, boxtranslator.com, aitranslator.com. No, these are all like, this is not even like voice translation. Like all of these are, they have translation engines, but they're not voice translation. So something with translator. No. One tap translate.com, translate.com. That's our name. One tap translate. translate.com. Yeah, let's go with translate.com. Now we go to Bolt New, because this is good that ChatGPT is suggesting all of this, but now I'm gonna add this prompt. Of course, I'm gonna remove the Bolt New because we're going to Bolt New, but I'm gonna edit this prompt a bit, and then I'm going to remove the Bolt New aspect here. So what I'm going to do is that I want to build a simple translator app where you have a button, you press it, it records audio and send it to OpenAI API for translation. The result is translation in audio in English by default, but you can change the settings on the page. Let's go. The name of this web app is One Tap Translate. And we need to tell Bolt New that it's a web app, because if we just say an app, then it's going to start building all these mobile apps for with all these different files. So the testing process is a way different than now. So let's start with a simple web app, and then let's build on top of that. So translator web app, let's go. I'm excited. Yo, why you need to have all these languages here? Well, let's see about it. Now it's building these. I'm just already starting to look at the code. It has like all these different languages, but I think with our app, the core is that any language you want to translate, it's available. So you don't have to kind of, determine it. But I think the output here, let's see, target language. Yeah, exactly. So here you have all these target languages. Great. So English. So let's see if it works. Now when I press this, then it should now ask me permission for my mic. Yes, great. It works. So let's try it. आप कैसी हैं? आपने आज क्या करना है?
This is a simulated translation. In a real app, this would be the response from OpenAI's API.
Wow, nice. Even though it's simulated, I use like some Urdu there, but even though it's simulated, so I think it's a good starting point. Set up a backend service to handle the OpenAI API call. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to OpenAI because I need help with this. So, which model can do audio translations and return an audio translated file? OpenAI Whisper. But well, yeah, Whisper returns text only. Yeah, we don't want, we want to have a translated audio as an output to make it as simple and as user friendly as possible. So, but of course there's a workflow that you then translate. It translates to text and then back from text to audio. Because sometimes, sometimes even these language models don't have the latest knowledge. They have a cutoff knowledge, but let's see, because there is audio API, text, speech to text, text to speech, real-time API. Here you go. Audio and text inputs and outputs. So there is a real-time API. Whisper API is, I think, too old now. I think there should be something newer than that. So let's see, maybe it's this real-time API. Let's ask ChatGPT. What about real-time API? Are you kidding me? Just said that there is audio output. Okay, that's what I mean. Like, because this GPT-4o is, to my knowledge, a multimodal, so you don't have to like use these different models. So we can use GPT-4o. So let's try and use GPT-4o and let's see how it goes from there. So I want to use GPT-4o model. Where should I add the secret key? Okay, now it's building this OpenAI integration. This is exactly what we want to hear. Okay, so now we need to connect to Supabase. Let's do that. Let's connect to Supabase and let's create a new project. My project name is One Tap Translate. So we now have created a new project on Supabase. And then if we go to Supabase, then we can add the OpenAI API key somewhere here. So I'm gonna go to my OpenAI platform and then I'm gonna create a new secret key. There you go, create a secret key, copy it, done, add another. So this is the value here. And then we're gonna add OpenAI API key, save. Boom, there we go. So we have added the key from here. So edge functions and secrets. Now let's go try the app out. Okay, let's try it out. One tap translate. Allow this time. आप कैसे हैं? आपने आज कौन सी apps develop करनी है? Could not translate audio, please try again. Play translation.
Error. Could not translate audio. Please try again. Error. Could not translate audio. Please try again.
Yeah, so our first error is translation error. Attempt fix. Let's attempt to fix this. Hopefully this works now. Let's try again. Moi, mitä sulle kuuluu? Mä tässä yritän kehittää tällaista sovellusta, mutta tässä on nyt jotain ongelmia, niin katsotaan miten tää menee. That was Finnish, yeah. Error, could not translate it. Okay. Well, what I've noticed is that with these Supabase edge functions, there is always an error. Now, I'm going to try another method now. Let's see if this works. And then let's try again. Moi, mä nyt lisäsin tämän avaimen, niin tää nyt pitäisi toimia. Katsotaan toimiiko tämä. Hi, I have now added this key so it should work. Let's see if this works.
Hi, I have now added this key, so this should work. Let's see if this works.
Whoa, it works! Whoa! Nice! Let's try again. Nyt mä oon tehnyt tämän sovelluksen silleen, että sä painat nappia ja sit se kääntää sen. Ja tää on tosi hyvä, koska jos sä meet matkoille, sä meet johonkin Espanjaan tai sä meet johonkin Jenkkeihin, sä et osaa englantia tai sä et osaa espanjaa, niin sä voit puhua tälleen ja sit se kääntää sulle. Ja sit sä voit niinku kommunikoida kenenkaan tahansa, joka ei, vaikka teillä ei oiskaan yhteistä kieltä Kiitos. Tämä on täydellistä. Now, that was a long rant, so let's see how it translates it. It's good that that there's a transcription too.
Now I've made this app so that you press a button and then it translates it. And this is really good, because if you go on trips, you go to Spain or you go to America, you don't speak English or you don't speak Spanish, then you can speak to this and then it translates for you. And then you can communicate with anyone, even if you don't have a common language. Thank you. This is perfect.
Whoa, nice. I love it. Okay, and then one more time, maybe let's try with Urdu. चलो आज हमने जाना है उधर अमेरिका सैन फ्रांसिस्को सफ़र बहुत लंबा है फ़्लाइट बहुत लंबी है हमने पैक करना है तो आज मैं काम थोड़े सी जल्दी फिनिश करूँगा और फिर उसके बाद पैकिंग शुरू करूँगा बहुत काम करना है
We are going to San Francisco, America. The journey is very long. The flight is very long. We have to pack. So today I will finish my work a little early and then start packing. There is a lot of work to do.
Great, this is perfect. This is perfect. So I want the play translation button to be above the transcription box. Also, I want it to autoplay once because you don't then have to play the translation. And then I'm thinking about the target language because now the target language is English, but when I'm communicating with this other person, for example, they're talking in English, then you would like the target language to be back to English. For seamless communication, there should be two target languages, and based on the language spoken, it uses the other target language. Hopefully it understands because this was a pretty complicated way to explain this. But let's see. Yeah, automatically detect the spoken language and translate to the appropriate target language. We'll have two target language setups and the translation will go to the other language based on what was spoken. Exactly. This is great. Let's try it out. Moikka, mitä teille menee? Mitä kuuluu? Kaikki hyvin? Tässä on sateinen päivä tänään, mutta aurinko silti paistaa, eli on sadetta ja aurinkoa ja kaikki hyvin.
Error. Could not translate audio. Please try again.
Yeah, so this is the issue now because now it detected that it's Spanish, but it's not Spanish. It was very much Finnish. So the detection doesn't work. Let's attempt to fix. Oh yeah, there's now the invalid language parameter because those were defined beforehand, so we need to now remove those.
Error. Could not translate audio. Please try again.
Okay, I'll try again. Moi, mitä sulle kuuluu? Kaikki hyvin? Joo, mä haluan nyt puhua tällä kielellä. Mä haluan katsoa, että toimiiko tämä sovellus.
Hi, how are you? All good? Yeah, I want to speak in this language now. I want to see if this app works.
Primary language, English, secondary language. Oh yeah, because now, yeah, so we need to, that's why it was detecting it as Spanish because there is no Finnish. So expand the list of languages. Let's see what languages does OpenAI support. What languages does OpenAI audio support? Now in a format I can copy paste. Yeah, there is Urdu. I want it to have at least Finnish and Urdu so that I can test it. So expand the list of languages, add support for following languages. Boom. We got it. Now it's adding all of these languages here. Okay, so now let's try again. Moi! Joo, mä haluan nyt testata ja kokeilla tätä. Nyt mä puhun suomen kielellä. Katsotaan miten tää menee. Kyllä.
Hi, yeah, I want to test and try this now. Now I'm speaking in Finnish. Let's see how this goes. Sure.
It's not Swedish. Everything is cool. Translation works, but it's not Swedish. Hello. So तो मैंने ये बोलना था कि मैं ये अंग्रेज़ी में शुरू करने लगा था, लेकिन फिर मुझे याद आया कि मैंने तो उर्दू बोलनी थी, तो अब ये उर्दू में ये सेम सेंटेंस कह रहा हूँ. ऑफ कोर्स यहाँ पे अंग्रेज़ी वर्ड्स भी हैं साथ, लेकिन देखते हैं ये OpenAI Translate App इसको कैसे हैंडल करेगा.
Hello, I wanted to say that I started to start this in English, but then I remembered that I had to speak Urdu, so now I am saying the same sentence in Urdu. I'm sure English will always be challenging, but DRAI, the Translator App, will handle this.
Okay, we got it. So now the detected language is Swedish because we have added it here, but what if we implement better detected language recognition as the results suggest some other detected language. Whispers language coach. Don't break this. Please don't break it. Do not break it. Do not break it. I don't want you to break it. Sometimes when you try to fix a really small bug that's just disturbing you, you just want it to be fixed, but it doesn't affect the functionality, then it breaks it. So let's hope it doesn't break it.
Hello, I wanted to say that I started to start this in English, but then I remembered that I had to speak Urdu, so now I am saying the same sentence in Urdu. I'm sure English will always be challenging, but DRAI, the Translator App, will handle this.
Let's try it. Moi! Joo, eli nyt puhutaan taas suomen kieltä. Mä yritän puhua tosi selkeästi suomen kieltä, jotta myöskin tämä sovellus ymmärtää, että tämä on suomen kieli, eikä ruotsin kieli.
Hej, nu pratar vi finska igen. Jag försöker prata väldigt klart finska så att även denna applikation förstår att detta är finska, inte svenska.
Okay, so what if we have the primary language English, secondary language is English, and then we save it. Moi.
Hi, I'm now speaking Finnish and I want this to be translated into English. Could you please do it without translating this into Swedish? Thank you.
Hi, I'm now speaking in English and I want you to translate in Finnish because I'm communicating to someone that doesn't speak English. Thank you.
Hei, puhun englantia ja haluaisin, et haluamattoman suomeksi, koska kommunikoin henkilön kanssa, joka ei puhu englantia. Kiitos.
Yeah, okay. But that was good, but the output wasn't good. The output was actually better in Swedish. What about primary language Urdu, secondary language English? Hello. So what's the weather like in Lahore? Is it cloudy? Is it rainy? Or is it perhaps sunny? I want to know because I'm traveling there next week.
Exclamation point. Exclamation point. Exclamation point.
Okay, so let's try now primary language Finnish and secondary language English. So now I'm talking in English. I want to ask you what the weather is like in Helsinki. Is it sunny, cloudy or rainy? Thank you.
Joten nyt kun puhun englantia, haluaisin kysyä sinulta, millainen sää on Helsingissä? Onko siellä aurinkoista, tuulista vai sataako? Kiitos.
Can you use a better output voice? Yeah, okay. So voice selection. Let's choose that one. There's so many voices here, so I'm gonna say that select voice automatically based on recognized language, and also improve language recognition. Automatic voice selection based on detected language. Yes. And now on the home screen, there should be selection of primary language and secondary language. But when you click settings, you can also choose the speaker for those languages. I want to just enhance the user experience here and also the user interface, so you don't have to like click on the settings. Yes, so I'm coming to Lahore next week. I'd like to meet and we can go get biryani. Just let me know which is the best spot to have biryani and then we'll go and test it out.
हाँ, तो मैं अगले हफ्ते लाहौर आ रहा हूँ। मैं मिलना चाहता हूँ और हम बिरयानी खाने जा सकते हैं। बस मुझे बता दो कि बिरयानी खाने का सबसे अच्छा स्थान कौन सा है और फिर हम वहाँ जाकर उसे टेस्ट करेंगे।
Pretty good, yeah. So even though it doesn't have Urdu support right now, you can use Hindi to translate that. Cool. So there you go, guys. This is it. So you can have different languages here. You can select the primary language and secondary language. Just tap this button and then it will translate it to you just like this. Yes, so I'm also coming to Helsinki next week and I'd like to know what's the best spot to have some food, maybe some tacos this time. And I'd like to know what the weather is like in April.
Kyllä, tulen siis myös Helsinkiin ensi viikolla ja haluaisin tietää, missä on paras paikka syödä. Ehkä tällä kertaa takoja. Ja haluaisin tietää, millainen sää on huhtikuussa.
There you go. Huhtikuussa on melko aurinkoista. Välillä voi olla sateistakin, mutta mä katoin ensi viikon säätiedotuksen ja näyttää, että on aurinkoista plus 10 astetta. Eli hyvät kelit näyttäisi olevan.
In April, it's quite sunny. Sometimes it can be rainy. But I checked the weather forecast for next week and it seems to be sunny with plus 10 degrees. So the weather seems to be good.
Great, so this is perfect. So we have this app. We can have the light mode and we can have the dark mode. We can select the primary language and secondary language. And then we can also use the language voice. We can change this.
In April, it's quite sunny. Sometimes it can be rainy. But I checked the weather forecast for next week and it seems to be sunny with plus 10 degrees, so the weather seems to be good.
Great, so there you go, a simple translator app. Go test it out, onetaptranslate.com, and let me know what kind of functionalities you'd like to add here, and let me know what I should develop next. And if you're interested in these kind of videos, check this video out where I create a fitness calorie counter from image app. See you in the next video.